This is the final of the Party Poker Women's World Open 2. Welcome back. Still the first level. I actually think there's been more action than I
Raised
thought.
to 6,000 total.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot more positioning here early on than I thought there would be, especially with this much cash at stake.
It's, call me crazy. I mean, if I'm looking at the pay sheet and looking at the stacks, I say, wake me up if I get aces, or else I'll see you at 3-6.
Yeah, I hear you. And actually, honestly, I probably would have played a little more tight myself in these first couple levels. Level 3, level 4, I play a little more wide open.
Plus.
Michelle Orp flat calls with a 9
I can't get
hearts.
out.
Cool.
I call this bluff.
And I can't get out Hammam. That's her new
Cool.
name now. I can't get out Hammam had to call as well.
Check.
9-10 of hearts. This is not it's the second time tonight it's been a nice little holding.
10,000.
Of course, Burnett with a continuation bet, but she's got 2 opponents this time, not 1. I'm going to have to look her up if I'm Michelle Orp here. She did flop top pair.
She's made a loose call pre-flop, and now isn't she faced, Robert, with we know she's had, but isn't she faced with a problem that this could actually be expensive? Is she ready for this?
Yeah,
Raise.
that's why
Raise.
I would have just
24,000
flat called, but
total.
she
Wow.
obviously maybe read something I didn't read.
No bleeding here.
She's made this 24,000, and the plain fact is she's ahead. But if Eliza takes it in her mind
Plus.
Yeah.
to ask another question here, I mean, Orp cannot go any farther, can she? And I mean,
Yeah, well, I think the bottom line is this. If Burnett was to do something crazy like re-raise here,
it would be crazy.
that'd be pretty loco.
Plus.
The fact of the matter is that Eliza is the chip leader. If you want to say I'm going to use that 20,000 to
Plus.
get a loose image, try and make the World's Fair. I mean, really, the key to Eliza being here at the final table, Robert, was that she limped in with a 7-8 suited in a very
Raised to 7,000
awkward spot on her heat, and she ended up doubling up with it.
Yeah, sometimes playing an odd hand and getting that early double up
Cool.
can be real important, especially if it'll help your playing style later on in the match.
Is that,
Plus.
I mean, the first of these ladies to get that double up, to get to that 200,000, it's going to be a big step forward to that 50,000, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on the player that happens to. If it's a mom, I think it'll help her with antes, with blinds. I don't think she'll play much more aggressive. She's just a very patient player. But if a player like May gets it, she's going to be dangerous because she's going to keep the pressure up on everybody. Michelle Orp, I think the same thing. I think if Michelle was to double up early, she'd be pretty aggressive.
6,000.
Now, this was originally raised from May, called from Stephanie, called with the 7s, checked to the turn, and now Stephanie's decided not to check twice.
I don't blame her. 6-6 deuce 3 looks like a pretty good flop and turn for 2 7s.
And let's hear from our ladies about some poker tips to improve your game.
The biggest move is the fold. If ever you are not sure whether you're making the correct call, whether you're beat, or whether you're ahead, or what you should be doing. If you don't know, if you're ever confused, just fold. You'll find a better opportunity. If you've got chips left, put the cards down.
Tips for women in particular who are starting to play poker, I think, would be to, once you've got the games sussed online, the next transition obviously is to play live games, and I would suggest perhaps play in the local pubs or have home games so you get used to the betting patterns and the chips, and obviously the position. That will help a lot before you actually jump to the next stage of playing in a casino.
My poker tip is that if you find yourself in a poker tournament and you're short stacked, you're sitting there with around 6 to 8 big blinds, be prepared to push all your chips in with any 2 cards, as if you have any less, someone will always call you and probably outdraw you.
I played against a guy once. He told me after he played like 10 consecutive hands, I said, wow, you know, what did you just fold? You folded the 11th. He said, I folded deuce 3 offsuit. I said, oh, okay, I just wondered. He goes, yes, it's not a name hand. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, I play all name hands. I said, that's little slick. You folded little slick.
It's true.
He played deuce 3 after that. So needless to say, I started naming every bad hand. Later on, he says, I do not know what they call 2 10s. I said, I've never heard of a name for 2 10s. You know, I guess you're going to have to muck it. I didn't know what to tell the guy.
Now you found one to fold.
Pass. Raise.
I don't blame Michelle Orp
14.
for opening raise.
Pass.
You know, jockeying goes on. I think Eliza felt very good to win that last pot. She needed to win one. And now she's taking a break here.
Cool.
And this call by
Wow.
May, tell me about it.
That's a position call, and she's going to try to outplay her after the flop. I don't know. Her mom might defend here too. She's played snug at points, so she might not defend. But I wouldn't be surprised if she did. She's getting close to the right price.
And she can close off the action. I know usually you lose your 10,000 with this, but the chance of hitting a 5 and doubling up, surely it has to be worth it. No?
First position. Of course, that's first bluff position too. I like that position. First and last to act. I don't like the in the middle ones. And May Maceras was rewarded for her loose play. Flops top pair.
Michelle's got a tough little decision here. The fact that it's 2 face cards.
Yeah, and two spades. I don't like this bet at all. I prefer a check.
22.
Tell you, it's a big enough bet so that I don't think May is folding, but she's not in love with it, is she?
The bottom line is Maceras knows that the next bet's going to be a really big one.
Cool.
Yep, she flat called though. Reevaluate on the turn. If this is a blank, Michelle Orp's got a big decision to make. Well, she didn't get a blank, so I suspect now we'll see a check by Michelle Orp.
It would feel, yeah, it would have.
Well, she can't really do anything else there. You see, if she moves all in, it looks like, why would she move all in with a big hand? If she makes a middle size bet there, she doesn't, her stack size doesn't allow for it. I think she was forced to check. I don't think there was any other action she could take right there.
May's bet 30. Does May know she's ahead, or is she fairly sure she's ahead?
I think that's what we're seeing here is May says to herself, in case Michelle Orp has a better hand, I'm still not going to go broke by betting this, and it freezes her on the river, but I might win the pot here as well, which she just did. Or, if she comes back over the top, maybe I can get away from my hand.
It is 2 levels in the books, and I mean, May leading in every category.
Yeah, she's been the dominant player today, but don't count out the rest of these players. They're still in it and fighting, but May Maceras has been the storyline so far.
Kyla, she's played the least, she's won the least, she's got the least. Surely it can't be all that bad. And I mean,
Skydiving poker.
it's hard to think of, maybe there's
do that,
been
think about it. If
one
you think you can get a
one
3-minute
hand
dive,
maybe she could have played
that's
that she
3 minutes,
didn't,
that's
but
at
there
least
haven't
2
exactly
hours.
been lots of them, have there?
No, she's been pretty card dead and positionally disadvantaged as well. She's squeezed between the 2 fastest players at the table on top of everything else.
Pass. Pass.
Positionally disadvantaged. Sounds.
That sounded pretty politically correct from a guy that's not real politically correct.
And Kyla limping in here. Now, be nice, May. Be nice.
Rock climbing poker.
Just this once.
No raise.
Depending on how high you get another card.
Yeah.
Do you think May perhaps thought that Kyla is
Tight.
limping to get